everybody. Thank you for coming to my page, Consciousness with Carly. We're going to have Niraj on today, or we like to call him the Great Connector. We're going to be talking about the law of attraction and how by using the law of attraction you start to manifest certain experiences in your life. So we're going to focus on that today. But before we get started, I do just want to say that we have some solar things happening, and I've been up since 5 a.m. in excruciating pain. So I don't know if any of you have felt this today, if you're feeling like physical symptoms or what, but I mean, I went deaf. I couldn't hear. I was like passing out. I was puking, like intense pain in like sacral chakra, root chakra area. It was really, really bad. So if you are feeling any of that, feel free to like say something, because I think it's good for us to all connect and kind of help each other through these processes and how it feels. So let's get the Great Connector on here. One sec. Yeah, if anybody's been feeling any really weird symptoms, please say something, because I would like to know. Skin and ears are, yeah, major back pain. So same, that's why I have a pillow behind me, because literally my back is aching really, really bad. Major back pain, stomach pain. Yeah, it's stomach pain. So weird. Yeah, so for me, headache, ears hurting, ringing, dizziness, pain all over, nerve pain, low back. Someone broke in your home? Oh my gosh. Yeah, cramps. Okay, so that's what I had today, but like on a whole nother level. Like, I don't know. It was extremely painful. So anyways, if anybody's been feeling those things, I appreciate you coming on here. We're going to talk about the law of attraction with the Great Connector. I'm trying to get him on right now. I just don't know where he's at. But basically, the law of attraction is a law. It's like the law of gravity. So if you're to hold something, the law of gravity is that it falls, right? And it's just like with the law of attraction. The law of attraction, it just is. You attract what you are, what your frequency is, what your vibration is, and where that's at. I have a couple stories with how the law of attraction manifested things in my life based off of my frequency and where I was at. And it's kind of like all the choices that I had made and manifested, like got to this tipping point where it was so bad and it was so chaotic and I had to get out. And I remember the day, like I really needed my stuff. I was leaving an ex and I really needed my cat and I really needed my stuff. And I went to the house to go get it, and all of the locks were changed and my cat was locked in the house, and it was awful. And I felt this like sense of like rage, like intensely, because I was so pissed. And I texted my mentor and told him how I was feeling. And he said, Carly, you have created all of this. You created all of it, and it's because even though I wasn't the person doing the things to me, I had multiple different times that I could have left and I didn't. And so by me not leaving, I had created this whole situation, and the universe was just trying to show me what it had gotten to, through all the years that I could have left and I didn't. And basically what I did to manifest through the law of attraction to get my cat and to get my shit out of the house is I stopped and I took accountability for my part in it. And I just said, I'm a master manifester. Like, I don't have to be upset. I don't even have to be mad. I will get my cat. I will get my stuff, and I won't have to have any war. I don't even have to say a word, and I will get my stuff. And that's what my intention was. And I just knew that it was going to happen. And I let it go. Literally 2 days later, he called me, brought my cat, brought my stuff, dropped it off at the front of my house. And no war. I didn't have to do anything. That was the law of attraction because of where my frequency was at. You see? So it's like, even in like the most chaotic situations and the most like rage-filled experiences, you still can manifest through a different frequency, exactly how you want the outcome to go. That's it. That's all you have to do. So I also want to express about the law of attraction that paradigm, this has helped me a lot. The word paradigm literally means information. So when you think about the paradigm that we've been in and the information that has gone into your subconscious as a kid, that is what has manifested a belief system, which manifested the vibration inside of your body, which is exactly how you attract. So there's a lot of different things we could talk about with this and some good education. Okay, the Great Connector, let's get you on, my friend. I invited you. I hope everybody can hear me okay.
All right.
All right.
We live.
We're live.
Hey, Carly.
What's up, buddy?
Long time no talk. It's good to be back here. It's good to be
It
back.
is good.
Hello, everybody else. If I have a familiar face, you know what's about to happen. If not, hello. I'm Neeraj. Nice to meet everybody.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
How have you been feeling this morning, real quick?
Oh, I mean, I'm always like in a state of flow these days, but there's a lot of turbulence. Like things hit me deeper. The more open and more sensitive I become, like things hit me deeper. So you already know how relationships go. My lady kind of got under my skin earlier today. I mean, it is what it is, but it's also like
It
really
is.
helpful. I'll be
Am I
back. I'll
there?
be back.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, you already know the vibes. I
Yeah.
love my life. I'm really happy to be here, but shit be hard sometimes. Shit
Yeah.
be hard sometimes. And that's all right. How about you? What you feeling?
Well, I told you I wasn't feeling very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna die, dude. I really did. I really thought I was gonna die. It was weird. Like I went deaf. I couldn't hear anything, and my arms, like all my extremities, went completely numb. And it's almost like, oh, and I went completely white. It was almost like all the blood in my body rushed to one area to like, because it was so, I was in so much pain, and it was like everything else just quit working. Like I couldn't see or hear or move or do anything. Like it was really scary. I've never experienced that kind of pain. I mean, I've never had children, but I can't imagine having children after that. Like that's crazy. Like you guys are freaking troopers, those mothers out there.
So what
Some
do
of
you
this
think
stuff
caused
is
that?
crazy. Well, it's cramps, like it's menstrual cramps, but they
Okay.
literally almost killed me. Like they literally almost killed me. I've never been through anything like that in my life. So I was talking to my mentor about it, and he was like, I wonder if it has a lot to do with you, because I work in a primary care office, and it's like he's almost like wondering if like the people that are like vaccinated and like the energy that's in that, if like it's because I work with the collective, right, energetically and physically I purge different things for people. So it could be that, like, that's why it's so intense, because there's so much energy towards some things that need to be moved, and that's what we do as warriors. Is we all have different jobs, and mine usually is physical. So
Damn, girl, you are a trooper. You've done a lot. You've done a lot.
yeah. He said, you said paradigm is info. Yeah. So paradigm means information. And that's what helps me when I hear the word paradigm. I think of the information. So the paradigm we're in is the information of that level, that game, that matrix.
Yep.
You know, that's all
Each
that that
different
all that
paradigm
that is.
creates a different like timeline, basically. Like you get different information, like different opportunities, different signals. You get different thoughts. You get different information for the paradigm you're on. That's what we're talking
Right.
about here today, right?
Yeah. Law of attraction, paradigm,
Yeah.
manifesting. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So yeah, that's what we're gonna get into. Did you guys already talk about it? I already knew I was jumping in a little late here.
I just brought up what we were going to talk about. I talked about paradigm, and like the vibration of your body is how you attract. And the reason why your vibration is the way that it is because of the paradigm of information that you were given on a subconscious level when you were like a baby.
Mhm.
And from there. So, yeah.
Yeah. I think everybody has to realize first off that number one, who you think you are is what creates your reality. It's your paradigm, right? But a lot of the paradigms that you're running on, you don't even know that you have them. So, like you said, from childhood, from programming, it's already built into you. And the way that you see life, oh, cool, it's 11:11 around that. When you see life the way that you do, even if you're trying to better yourself, you're still coming from that place of like built-in programming. It's very, very deep work to go undo that and then see what you really are behind it all. You honestly don't know what life is like until you figure it out. You just don't know what's on the other side until you figure it out and how to live that. So it's like it's always a new expansion. I think that helps a lot. It helps me stay on my toes, knowing that what I don't know is way more important than what I do know.
Right.
Because what I don't know is what allows me to have opportunities and experiences that are beyond what I think is possible. And
Right.
I want like a super mystical, magical life. I want that, but it's not always going to happen with my current paradigm of info. Uh, I'm pretty sure everybody can relate to that. It's when you figure out that the limit to your understanding is exactly where the answer to your problem lies, then you stop trying to figure out the answer so hard. I feel like it's a big deal. You don't really know what you're doing a lot of times, and you have to surrender to you. You don't know what you're doing. Only then can you receive some new information. It's like stop doing the shit you know what to do. That's what's been really pivotal in my life recently. I've been trying to figure it out for a while, and now I'm at this place where it's like, I don't really know. I don't really know what's going to go on beyond what I can control right now. So
Hmm.
I'm leveraging God big time. I'm
Hmm.
leveraging faith big time. And it's really paid off well. And every time I try to be in control too much, that's when I get fucked. That's when I get
Right,
put
because
back
you
into lower
stop being
vibrations.
magnetic. You
Yep.
stop being magnetic, which goes to the law of attraction. Because of your paradigm and the way the information has come into that head, and then the vibration that you feel. And the thing is what's crazy about being conscious as well is that the brain will go back to like old belief systems and like old ways of thinking often. The point of being conscious is that you know how to get back to that place of alignment. That's all that it is. You're still going back to those places. You're just getting stronger and stronger when it happens. And you're like, you can identify it faster.
Mm. Mm. So what you're basically saying is you'll come around to the points of the same like life story that you know, the same kind of patterns you have,
Mm-hmm.
but you're offered a new paradigm so you can change how you look at it. You get
Yeah.
different information. Like you'll
Mm-hmm.
be stuck in a chronic cycle for years, but then you come back around and you look at it differently. Same situation, different paradigm, different lens, and it allows you to see something that wasn't there before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what basically stops that cycle, starts a new one.
Yeah. And then in that new one, that new paradigm that you're in, it will have its own set of things as well. Even though it's better than the last paradigm that you were in, it's still
Hmm.
going to push you beyond your limits. That's what happens when you get, it's like a muscle. I think we've talked about this, strengthening a muscle. Your
Yeah.
pain and your suffering is what is strengthening your conscious development.
Your consciousness muscles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Think about your body but being buff, but like put that on your spirit flexing.
Yeah.
I think that's a really big deal for people to know when they're talking about manifestation. Like, I think a lot of people don't get what they want because they think that manifestation will solve all your problems. When in reality, every single part of life, whether it be so cool or not, has its own set of pros and cons. That's literally the game. Like, you're not going to escape your life by manifesting new shit. It's just going to be you break the cycle and you go into another one. And then you break that cycle when you're ready and you go into another one and another one over and over and over again. That's it. Until I guess you just like, break all the cycles and like, attain enlightenment. But, everybody knows that's cool. But on the way there, this is what we do.
Yeah. How can you even get to a place of enlightenment until you go to deeper depths of pain? You know, like, and it doesn't have to be like pain, but more challenge, like challenged, right? Yeah, the ego is being challenged, the soul is being challenged through the ego to honestly surrender, dude. Like the only thing that ever brings me like to a place of alignment, even in like the most painful situations or the most happy situations, is presence. It's like I have to stay present. I don't get too excited about anything because if I do, the universe is like, sit down.
Hmm.
And I'm like, okay, just be present. Don't live in the future. Don't live in the past. And I will tell you that physical pain, especially after what I went through this morning, it hit me really hard that physical pain places you in a state of surrender and presence. It's
Oh yeah.
not, there's nothing you can do about it other than don't resist it. Be in the pain. Like I was sprawled out on my bed, my eyes were rolling in the back of my head. My grandpa's like, close your eyes. And I'm like, I can't. Like I was in so much pain. I'm like, I can't. And I was like, I just got to surrender to this, because I was like resisting the pain and it was like making it harder. Like it was deeper pain. And then I was like, okay, just surrender to it, surrender to it. And then I would like get like a brief moment of like, oh my God, okay, I'm okay. I'm okay. And then it would come back again and I'm like, oh, surrender, surrender. Oh, stay right here so you don't die.
You
But
know
it
what the
did
messed up
taught me a
part is?
lot. What?
It's exactly like that. But then like I find myself getting attached to the idea of surrender, so I'm not surrendering by trying really hard to surrender. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And then you're
Yeah.
like, fuck, like, oh, oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Yep, which
oh.
is like a big deal with manifesting and the law of attraction, because if you do not surrender to the desire, desire is not a bad thing. You have to have desire. The entire universe was created off of a desire. Okay, people have like some misconception that desire is a bad thing. It's not. It's when you get attached to the desire that it becomes an issue. But you
Hmm.
set your desire and then you just know that it's gonna freaking happen. You just know that it's going to happen, and then you just let it go. You don't know how it's going to happen. You don't know what form it's going to take. That's the thing with manifesting. When you are so fixated on what the form is going to take. Like if you want true love, right? Enlightened love, but it has to be in this person, it's not going to work. You have to be open to whatever form that is. There are so many different forms of love that will bring you that high frequency that you want to feel. But we don't realize that we're not open to it because it's not this dude or this woman or this job that's going to bring me happiness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
And
goes
that's
back
when
to
I
that
started
barrier of understanding.
manifesting. Yeah.
When did this really take off for you? Like your ability to trust in your manifesting abilities.
When I left my ex, dude, it was
So,
like the most painful experience I ever been through. I've never been so betrayed in my life, like over and over again. And then like in the depths of hell, I just kept being stabbed. Like it was like the worst pain. And I just had to surrender to the fact that I created it, which gave me accountability. It gave me my power back because I was like, I created this. I knew it was toxic to begin with. I stayed in the relationship knowing it was toxic to begin with for years. You know what I mean? That's why it's blowing up. I'm not victim to the fact that it's fucking blowing up. I'm not victim to any of it. I created it. So I'm like, okay, what do I want to create now? I don't want this.
that's right.
And so that's what I did. And I was like, I want true love. And I've always wanted true love. And that's why it was pushing me out, because that wasn't it. But I wanted his form to be it. I wanted him to be the love that I desired in him. And it wasn't possible. He wasn't meant to play that role. He was meant to help me learn my power, you know?
That is really, really tough because you learn things on the way there in the midst of your relationship. And you don't really know what you're getting into when you start. You
Right.
might get a hint, but not all of it. There's just no avoiding shit, man. There's no avoiding anything. So it also
Mm-mm.
caps a lot of manifestation power.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of
Well,
gotta let things
and
be what they be and do your best. And here what it
yeah,
is. You wanted what you wanted, and it led you to the split.
but you know
And
what it
here we are.
was? It was the paradigm, because my paradigm, my information center always believed that love was pain. To me, that was passion.
Mm,
So I always
mm.
chased the love that would hurt me because I thought that's what love was. I didn't know any different
Sheesh.
until I started developing a better and higher and more quality state of consciousness and frequency. And I was like, oh, I don't have to be in chaos to feel love.
That's right.
But I only
Yeah.
knew that because of the chaos I was in, you know?
That's what it
Everything
is.
has its purpose. It all has its purpose, everybody. Nothing is literally nothing's ever happening to you. That's why I posted that video about what is this doing for me? Because it's always doing something for you. You just have to see the higher perspective.
Nobody gets what they want. Nobody manifests what they want until they wrap up what they're in right now. No, you'll never move on forward from this situation. Whatever the outcome is on the end of it, whatever you want to manifest, you'll never get it until you finish up your business with what's going on in the present. There's just no escaping this. I think this is the biggest problem. Manifestation is about magnetism. It is about intention. It is about, like, understanding it, desiring it, visualizing it, feeling it, letting go. However, you just cannot escape what's going on right now because your manifestations don't happen in the future. That doesn't exist. It happens right now. So if you want
Mm-hmm.
things to happen now, you got to create room for it right now
Mm.
by moving through what you're moving with a new paradigm, which then creates the space for a new manifestation to happen. When I've been arguing the most, or fighting the deepest with my lady or with my parents or with any type of business problems, it's always the same lesson is that if you are expecting things to go south, that's the paradigm you're on, and therefore you will see that. If you expect things to be going as they are supposed to be in divine order, and this is leading you further to where you should be and where you want to go, then that's what the paradigm you'll be on, and that's the opportunities and the information you'll see. Manifestation is more like picking your reality rather than creating something new. Because everything's already available, yo. It's all right
Yeah,
here in the present moment right
totally.
now. You don't got to
Totally.
create it. You just have to choose it. And
I
choosing
love
it
that.
is about thinking and feeling and acting on that paradigm. That's really all manifestation is. You magnetize it by becoming its match. So, like, if you want $1 million, how would a person that has $1 million act like? Probably don't know that yet, right? That's too far of a stretch. So start back further. How would a person who has double the income that you have right now, how would they act? How would the person that has less fights in your relationship act? How would they think? How would the person that's a little bit more loving to themselves and understands how to take care of themselves better? How would they act and how would they think? This is the purpose. I feel like this is the path. There's too much escapism and not enough involvement. When
Yeah.
you can't get your desires from visualizing it and that's not working, then you have to turn the flip and go to the opposite polarity and go really deep into what's going on right now, right here in the now, not somewhere in the future.
Right.
I think that's the golden key. It's like when you have the opportunity to create a desire and put it into the ethers, then you can. But if you cannot do that, and if it's not working, then you have to do the opposite side, which is get grounded, come to earth, be present, do your work right now. Because this is what's going to lead you to that desire over there. This can't do one or the other. People can work really hard. People are just grinded their face into the dirt and still not have what they want in life, even though they put in all their blood, sweat, and tears and effort into it.
Yep.
And there's people that sit in a room or on a mountain and they try to desire and manifest what they want. They still won't get what they want because they don't do both. Because reality works on both, not just one or the other.
Right.
You just
You
see it.
know, like I feel like how to deter, like if somebody was like, okay, well, how do I start manifesting or how do I whatever? I would say the first thing that you need to do is look at your relationships around you and what version of yourself comes out around those relationships so you can kind of see where you're at frequency wise. Because the relationships outside of you are only reflecting the shit that's going on inside of you. And like for me, like with the ex, the worst version of myself that I ever have seen is because of that reflection. And that's when I really like realized that I could not do this anymore. I'm like, I can't lead in light and be in my heart space when I am in so much pain that the worst version of Carly comes out because it's scary, because the pain is so deep. And you guys, I can be full of love, but I can be a mean bitch if I have to be. And I don't like that. So therefore, I choose to not be around people that bring that darkness out of me. Sometimes it's good to see that so you can alchemize it and do what you need to do. But after you see it, then make the decision. I don't like this version of me, and I only ever see it when I'm around you. So I don't want to be around people like you anymore. And that's when you start making boundaries and you can start manifesting in this new frequency of what you truly deserve. Because you deserve to see the best version of you every day. And it doesn't happen every day, but you do deserve it, you
Yes, you
know?
do.
And then the people around you start reflecting that. And that's why you see people in this amazing love with amazing friends and just amazing alignment, because of those old versions that you saw of yourself that you took accountability for and then changed the, like you said, you choose the reality that you want. Do you want this one where the version of you that comes out is a mean bitch, or do you want this one where the version of you that comes out heals people? Like, what do you want, and who do you want to
Yeah,
be?
yeah. May I add a little add on to that? Because that's a really great idea. It's like you got to choose the person you want to be, and if you can't be that person with somebody else, then like boundary, just
Mm-hmm.
boundary. And of course, you have to do your side of the work too to like do your best to make it work. But if the other person is also not reciprocating what you're trying to do after you've given your genuine effort, that's when boundaries happen. I got caught up in thinking, this is just me personally, so I just wanted to say it. I got caught up in thinking that if other people aren't reflecting the way that I wanted to do, then it's like, no, I'm just boundary. I don't want to be around that. But my mistake was thinking that I thought that just because I changed my mind, that other people would have to change too. But I actually had to put in the work to mean what I say, to really change myself. And you did. You have put in the work, Carly. Like, I know you for a while now. You've put in the work. And at certain points, there's just nothing else you can do but just to distance yourself. So I want for everybody to know, do your best, especially if something means something to you. Do your best to change and see if the other person is acknowledging that change and also reciprocating effort. If that over a course of time is not happening, then you must leave. There's just
Right.
really no other way to go through. There's
Mm-hmm.
no other way. It's just your timeline is going this way and the other person's is going this way. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
matter of time until you split if you're not going to be in the same type of vibe. That's what manifestation and attraction is. It's like attracts like, and opposites repel each other. So,
Right.
yeah, if you feel like you're trying to change who you are in accordance with your highest good, and other people are not also being able to reflect that, that's a divine message. That it's like the timelines are splitting. It's going different directions. And
Yeah.
for that, you have to let it happen. Because you're just going to slow your roll if you don't go down the other side. It is really, in the end, all about who you want to be. Like you said, choosing your best version of yourself all the time. All the
Right.
time. And I want to say one more thing that manifestation is not a process that happens in your head. It's not something that happens when you're just by yourself in a room meditating or affirmations. Manifestation is an involved process in life. Like we're out here doing this right now. Like right now. I'm over here thinking I'm having a live video with my friend Carly. No, I'm not. I'm actually creating quantum reality shifts right now based upon what I think, and that's creating what she shows up as, and what everybody in the comments is doing, and what they're thinking. I'm choosing my
Right.
paradigm right now, right now, right now. And the more I remember that I have a choice about that, I can experience the highest. But not if I
Right.
forget. So remember who the fuck you are, folks. That's step one to manifestation. Remember who the fuck you are. Remember that
Yeah.
you can choose what reality you're on. Isn't it that like when you're in the deepest of shit that you forget that like, oh, I
Oh
created this.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
wait a
I
second.
forget.
Wait a
Like,
second. Wait a second. Because that's what low vibrations do. They make you forget who you
yeah,
are. They're so
totally.
dense.
Oh man, they totally do. Before you know it, you're literally being siphoned. Like, I did a video like a few months ago when I was in the pits of hell trying to get out of all that stuff that I was in. And you guys literally can watch my process and my frequency from August until now and how much I've changed. Like, you can see it in my face when I was going through deep, deep shadow work. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like, I don't know, the revelations was unreal, like the stuff that you have to go through. And um
You still showed up though, gang. Like, you were
it
doing
was
your
the
you were
only
doing your
thing
work
that
the whole
helped
time.
me. It was the only thing that helped me was getting on Instagram and talking with people. It was like the only thing that kept me from like not wanting to die for a while, so like it definitely was a blessing to have this community, and it serves its purpose for sure.
Yep.
I was getting at something, but as you know, I'm not right now, so I can't remember what I was trying to get at. So,
No problem. So far we've covered a lot of ground, like about
yeah.
different things. You want to get organized, and then we can talk about like the step by step to manifestation and attraction. That's always fun for me. I like building
Oh, I
models.
love it. So why don't
That's
just start?
For show.
Just start talking about it.
Let's go. I think
Yeah.
it's also really important. Now, this is going to be I'll bring this back around, but it's going to be, it's very important to know how you work. Like, what does your soul like to do? How does it like to think? For me, my purpose equals the way I like to do things, equals I want to know stuff and then organize it and then distill it so it makes really, really clear sense at the like the most basic level. And then
Mm-hmm.
I want to figure out the rules. Like I want to build models and diagrams about how life works and about how things work and how people work. I'm like, I want to know how shit works so I can just know shit. That's why I'm called
Mm-hmm.
the Great Connector. It's because I want to connect the dots between how things work. So the way I like to move is through models and rules and structures, like blueprints. And it sounds like there's a pretty simple blueprint to how to manifest, but it looks different for everybody. So I'm just gonna start talking. People, please drop questions if any of this rings a bell or if none of this makes sense. We'll be happy to clarify. And you too, Carly, let me know what you think.
Mm-hmm.
Step one is you have to know what is going on. Like, who are you? What are you doing here? What is this thing called life? Because that's where all the stuff is going to go down. And, the answer is different for every level. But it seems like the easiest way to figure out who you are is to crack open Instagram and look at all these source messages and like the moon omens and like different kind of inspirational pages. They carry a certain vibration that reminds you that, oh, this universe it's a creation of mine.
Totally.
It's like, oh, this is something that I'm a part of. This is something that I came through. Like I'll be telling you, I'll have breaks, and I'll be in low vibrations. My mind will get triggered. Like, do the thing. Open Instagram, go to my favorite pages, just watch these messages, download the vibration. Where's Eckhart Tolle? Come on,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
leverage other things around you to remind yourself of who you are. Because once you remember that you are the creator of your reality, then you get to be on the paradigm of I create my reality. And as we know, manifestation is not so much about actions or thoughts or beliefs as much as it is the paradigm you're on, the paradigm of information that you can absorb. So you want to absorb the information of the paradigm you'd like to desire. And that's I create my reality. That gives you the choice back. That gives you the room to distance yourself from your thoughts and your emotions and feelings. Then you can do different shit. Because if you're acting out of character, you're going to continue acting out of character until you change your character. So leverage other things, other people, other vibrations that you know are always going to anchor you into who you want to be. Number one, keep your state of being revolved around who you are. If you just do that, everything else will be fine. If you just do that one step, everything else will eventually take care of itself.
Yeah.
That's just remember who you are. Please, please. It just makes everything better. All of your
Mm-hmm.
suffering will eventually go away. Just remember, this is
Because the true
all
you
what it
is
is.
a high frequency, which means that only high frequency things can manifest or be attracted to you. And that's why it's so important.
Right. That's it. That's literally the reason why. Because the highest frequency is knowing who you are. It's the highest frequency, the I am presence, the
Right.
consciousness with Carly. The consciousness. That's it. That's the highest frequency. And what's cool is you really don't have to do anything in the physical world for you to do this. If you can just remember, you catch yourself. Right now, this is where my body and my mind is at, is that when I'm in a low vibrational state, I'll get a trigger that'll remind me, because of so much habit, it'll remind me that this doesn't feel right. Why doesn't this feel right? Oh, yeah, I forgot who I am. Okay, cool. Now I remember. And just doing that instantly changes my quantum direction or my timeline into a higher energy state. Which remember, if you attract what you are, when you change your frequency, you also get another round confirming, oh, I am a creator. It's like everything's a constant feedback loop. If you change you, you are the only thing that changes in your life. That's it. Nobody else changes. It's just you. This is how reality creation works. If you change your character that you play, that means your frequency. You change your frequency, then that becomes a different reality circuit. It becomes a different bubble that you experience. So if you want to change your timeline, change your own self concept, who you think you are. Remember the truth. That will just do nothing in the physical. Do nothing. Sit here. We can do it. Everybody, do it with me right now. Take a deep breath. Take a pause. Take a little moment. Look around you. Pay attention to how things feel. Slow down
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. When you change your frequency, You allow everything in life to show up differently because everything is already created in God's universe. Everything's already here. We just have to attain the remembrance of what it is. Just remind yourself of who you are and what this life is. If you have a Christmas tree like I do right next to me, pet the Christmas tree. Get a cat, rub the cat.
Oh,
Remember, oh, ah,
get a cat,
ah.
pet the cat. First step to manifestation, get a cat.
Yeah, yeah. Make a feedback loop. Oh shit, I feel like shit. All right, where's the cat?
Let me rub your belly.
Yeah. Hopefully, he doesn't bite your ass. But
Oh, he will.
that's it. That's it. That's step one. You can change anything in your life without doing shit. If you're in the middle of a heated conversation or argument, all you got to do is change your perception about who you are, and you realize this person in front of me is just reflecting my own stubbornness and retardation. If I just come correct in this conversation, I'm just like, oh, switch. Now I remember. That will allow you to get a break in the emotions. Then you start approaching people differently. Then they start responding to you differently. You change the energetic loop. Everything's a feedback loop. Just change your personal loop by remembering who you are. That's it. That's really the key to manifestation. I don't even need to go further. But just for sake of consistency, it does make a better idea. It makes it better to do this if you automate it on habit. Like wake up in the morning, remember who I am. Eating dinner, remember who I am. Go to the gym, remember who I am. Reading a book, remember who I am. Working, remember who I am. Just trigger this shit. Put alarms in your phone every 30 minutes. I've done this. I've set a timer every 30 minutes of my day. Oh, remember the truth. Take a deep
What are
breath.
you
Remember the truth.
manifesting? What are you
Yeah.
manifesting? Every 30
Yeah.
minutes, and it's like, oh, guess I, was in my head, or I was worried, or I was stressed, or I was whatever it is. Everybody's challenges are different. I just want to say, like she said, it's hard when your nervous system goes off. So my best friend has serious physical issues, and like feels like she literally can't function like most of the time because of like massive cysts that rupture and stuff in her body.
Hmm.
And it's part of her challenge in that body to overcome that, as deeply painful as it is. A lot, we are all on a totally different soul journey. So if you're in something that feels like you don't understand why, remember that nothing is by chance. Everything is orchestrated. The universe is created through numbers. It can't be not in sync. You've created everything and whatever experience you wanted to have. So give yourself compassion for the fact that you've done so well with the challenge that you chose to give yourself this time. And we all have them, and they're all different, and we have multiple of them. We all have multiple different challenges that we gave ourselves, like, for instance, I've had really severe asthma since I was 3 years old, and I've been hospitalized every year my whole life, right? I know for a fact that my soul gave me the talent to sing and the disease of COPD because I knew that my ego was going to have some serious addiction issues with smoking. I know that it's in my soul. So it's like I knew that because of these other elements that made me feel like it was holding me back, it was actually placed there to help me. Because when I would smoke, I would have to shut off tours. I would have tour dates and stuff, and I would literally have to cancel because I couldn't sing and I couldn't talk because I was so addicted to smoking. And so that is one blessing because of that. Two, I can't breathe. I'm always in the hospital. Like they think I'm going to die basically all the time. Not right now, but, and that was another blessing. And I always thought like, man, if I didn't have those two things, I would be chain smoking like a freaking, I don't even know, a chimney because I really was so addicted to it, you know? And now I'm still addicted to nicotine. I just am not smoking cigarettes like anymore, which is great, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen because that's life. But I have things that help me in that challenge. That's part of my challenge. And that's why there's no like judgment in anybody's stuff because it's unique to you. There's nothing wrong with it.
Can I introduce an idea to you and to everybody here? I think some people here with the hardest of journeys, they have spirits and spiritual power that's literally so gangster that if you didn't give yourself a big fucking power down in the case of a chronic illness or addictive personality or a broken body system somehow, you would literally be too high frequency and you might break the earth.
Yeah.
I think this is a reality. This is my intuition saying this. Some of these people that have really, really strong problems, like yourself, Carly, I think that if you didn't have these bottlenecks on your frequency or was born into the situation you were, I genuinely don't think that you'd be able to exist on Earth because of how high frequency your spirit actually is.
Right, like it would explode, which is a lot of us. And that's why so many of us have these deep seated issues. So that's a great observation that's coming through right now.
Yeah, sacred love beauty seems to jive with that because this is a
Yeah,
reality. Like sometimes I just know when shit that I say is correct, and that's one of those.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I
you're
know,
just
I
like
feel it.
too powerful sometimes. Some people are like really like angelic vibrations and higher dimensional folk that come here to Earth. Like, motherfucker, you already know you're not from here. You already know
Hmm.
this is not your jam. The only way to
Right.
compute your reality, compute your spirit consciousness into the human vessel on Earth, is to bottleneck yourself. You have to cap your power somehow. And if you
Yeah.
don't, you will just not be able to work here. You have to
Hmm.
go through all this pain and shit so that you can allow yourself to be here. I know that if I didn't have so much ego related problems, or rather, if I didn't have so much pain and counterbalance, um, because my soul comes from a dimension that everything is manifested instantly with the mind. Okay, so when I came here, I had a very inflated ego. But the thing is, when you're not careful with that, you will manifest dumb shit by accident. Because every little thing in your life, if you manifested everything you think about, every single thought or desire you had, it
Oh
would not be
God.
good news. So that's the realm I come from. If I came down to earth, my vibration get capped. The only way I would be able to make sense of earth and make my own self like make
Hmm.
sense here is to like make myself very kind of self-loathing to slow my roll. To slow my roll. Like literally, I would end up accidentally fucking over the entire divine mission if I used my creator abilities at the max potential that they are. So I have to allow myself. I made myself have negative self worth and have like negative habits and patterns, so that I would cap my own manifestation abilities until I was able to control myself on the earth plane. So I am dealing with ego problems and negative self talk and harmful, guilty emotions. Because if I didn't have those there and I didn't take the time to get adjusted to Earth, I wouldn't actually be able to function here in accordance with everybody else and with the
Yeah.
divine mission on Earth. So every time you have a problem, because the universe is abundant and it is a blessing, it's benevolent. Nothing happens because it's trying to F you up, it's trying to help you. If you have a
Hmm.
problem, it's either a blessing in disguise, it's either a blessing waiting to happen, or it's a blessing that you're just not looking at correctly. So all of your problems are actually strengths, including you. It's like this is what it is. Right? All of us, we all have these things. But I'm glad I said that because people need to know, like you're really not that bad. You don't have like real soul problems. It's just like you might just be suffering from a case of I'm too much of a G to be on Earth until the vibration gets higher.
Yep.
Syndrome. Yeah. Too much of a G syndrome. Too much. Yeah.
We also
TMAGS.
like we also would have no skill of being able to help and heal if we did not have the ability to have empathy and compassion through experience of pain. We could not heal because the only way that you heal somebody is not by speaking at all. It's just by feeling and listening to them and feeling what they're feeling. And the second you feel what they're feeling, they know that you feel it,
Yeah, yeah.
and they heal immediately just by you doing that. But you wouldn't be able to do that if you didn't know what it felt like to be in that kind of pain. You know what I mean? And that's like really part of the biggest part of our mission here.
Yeah. Yeah. I stress this again. Most of y'all listening to this are not from Earth dimension. You
If you're
have to do
listening to
this
this,
stuff.
you're not.
Yeah, basically, if
It
you're on
probably
on
wouldn't
these stage,
resonate.
you're not. You're just not from around here.
Yeah.
That's why you have to do these earthly bottlenecks because your frequency is so high. Your spirit is like, what's the fastest way for me to get adjusted to the earth vibration? All right, COPD and addictive personality. Let's go. Like, what's the fastest way? I don't know. Fucking lupus and nervous system disruption,
Right.
or it's like, let me get both my and legs broken very close to birth. Let me have some type of PTSD in my family. It's like, oh, great.
Mm-hmm.
That anchors my frequency real down. That's so great. Because your real spirit is not afraid of the earth's vibration. It's all illusion. Fear is an illusion. So, like, let me just go immerse myself in an illusion. Think about if you're playing a game with a bunch of 10-year-olds. Because technically, Earth is like 10 years old. Earth is like a teenager, okay? Earth's vibration is like a teenager, and you're like a 60-year-old adult, wise person. Your spirit has to bottleneck itself and cap itself to accurately play the game with a bunch of teenagers. So, like, if you're playing sports and you're like physically bigger and stronger, then you'll like run slower or like you'll be on your hands and knees or some shit like that. That's the only way for you to actually make them feel like it's a fair game.
Or not accidentally hurt them.
Or holy,
Big,
that's it. That's it.
yeah.
It's not accidentally hurt them. That's it.
You'll
That's the
break
whole
their
point.
leg
Yeah. Yeah. You're
because
like,
you're too big and you're too strong and you're too
yeah.
powerful to be playing with fourth graders on a soccer field. So you have to weaken yourself. You have to weaken yourself so you can play the game. We just hit it.
Oh damn. Yeah, we should just cut that out and just circulate that. Just,
I'll make
yep.
a short out of that. I'll make a short out of that
Uh,
specific one.
uh, damn, I feel
Yes.
accomplished now. My day is complete. I have now
Yeah.
figured that out. I'm gonna fucking hell. If this live wasn't on my phone, I'd totally be putting that in my notes right now. I need to remember that.
Yeah. Just think of soccer and it'll
Soccer.
come.
Yep.
Soccer.
Soccer with kids.
Yeah.
Soccer with kids.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, you fucking kick the ball too hard, then the ball fucking explodes because so much pressure coming from your leg, and now nobody can play the game because you broke the ball. Like, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Wow, this is cool. Yeah, I'm glad. I know this is hitting some people like Maria, uh, Kenzie, Beauty. What is this? To you? Oh, it's the boy God's plan, not mine. What's up, dog? Aquaman. Thank you for coming in.
You
Sacred
know
Love
what I
Beauty.
love is that I see the same names with everybody. Like I feel like we are all energetically like just so close. Like it's always like the same type of people or same names that will come watch our lives. And like when we like whenever like have you if you guys have noticed like when you like see like a spiritual video or something, all of us have already liked it or like commented on it or like whatever because we're all just like one big ass community. But like we all know each other like
Mm-hmm.
oh like I like not personally but I'm like I know this person, I've seen their page, they follow me, I follow them. Like it's super cool.
Y'all want to hear some more fun shit?
Yeah.
Check this out. So, everything in this universe is as above, so below, law of correspondence. So, the same way that we have like mini cells in our body, trillions of little cells, Yeah, you can, yes, you can watch this video again when it's posted to the page as many times as you want. But like when your body has an illness, right? It has trillions of cells. When your body has a problem, like maybe your whole body's sick, you have some like autoimmune disease, like the thing that attacks your body and fixes the illness is a certain part of the body, like your white blood cells, your lymphatic system, your immune system. It basically cleans the shit out. Now, if everything is corresponding at the highest level, universal level, and at the micro level too, that means because we are made in the image of God, that must mean something like if I have little tiny cells in my body that obey me, and I'm the big body, then I must also be a little tiny body or little cell in the big body of God and obey the hive mind of God, the collective
Mhm.
intelligence. So it's like the universe is the body of God, and we are just one cell in it. But everybody with the spiritual aptitude is the white blood cell that has been introduced in the universe or on planet Earth to cure the illness.
Mm-hmm.
So like we're the cleaners. That's why we function as a community and as a
Mm-hmm.
unit because we're all on the same vibration of cleaning the
Mm.
shit out. So that's
Dude,
why
that's
we
such a good
know.
way to put it all. So good.
Yeah.
That's great. But I go back to that too. The we're a cell thing. Like lately, I have been like in this whole reality of like the fact every little cell in my body, right? And how many cells there are in my body. I've been feeling like a big ass planet that's just like bopping around, like doing life. Because I'm like, man, I'm huge. I'm a whole
Yes.
universe, you know?
Yeah.
Like inside our bodies is a whole universe. And then you look at an ant, and inside the ant's body is a whole universe in that little tiny body. And then like, yeah, it's just mind blowing.
Hmm.
Like the infiniteness
Yeah.
is totally magical.
We're all like different organs in the body of God, and different organs have different purposes. Like the birds, separate kind of organ system with different differentiations, different cell types. Humans, different. And within humans, like you have the white blood cells, the fixer. I'm in that ant, yo.
I know.
Yeah, Kevin would say some shit like that. But yeah, it's like it makes sense. This model of reality works. Like this, you may not understand why it's the case, but like the vibration feels like truth. It feels like the truth vibration. So like, put your stock in this, folks. Ain't nothing going wrong here. The body of God is just cleaning its own shit out. It happens, and we're just the people doing the cleaning. And you know how white blood cells kill off cancerous cells or microbes? It literally eats them. It takes it on within itself. It envelops the microbe or the messed up cell, and then it dissolves it into itself. Now, what do we do
Alchemy.
as healers? We take on, we envelop
Alchemy.
the vibration and the fucked upness of other people and of other things on this earth, and then we take it within ourselves and we transmute that shit until it dissolves. And then it heals the illness one by one. That's what
Yeah.
we're doing here. Love, bitches.
This is
Can't make this up.
really good.
Yeah.
We always have such a good flow. We need to start doing this more. I haven't done a live since October. I went to make our live post and I was like, holy shit, I haven't
Yeah.
done a live since October. Like it's been total like resting, manifesting, cleansing within and the like and it being extreme exhaustion. Like oh God. And waiting. Lots of patience. Oh my God. I was waiting for a laptop. I manifested it. I got it. I was waiting for internet, manifested it. I got it, but it
I
took a
got it.
long time of just waiting because everything I did just wasn't working. And I'm like, damn, like how much more like surrender until we can see some fucking magic. Like there's so much surrender lately. I'm just like, do 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 do, and then I manifest something amazing, and I'm like, ah, and then I have to go down again and ground.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit, like,
Oh, may I say one more thing? I know we're a little bit down on time here, but this has been a big discovery of mine recently that I've been teaching a lot of my clients is that everything is this. Everything is this, right? When you feel like your ups and downs in life are getting more frequent and more often, what does that imply? That legitimately means that your frequency is getting faster. When your ups and downs go from this to this,
yeah, you're
higher
right.
frequency. But the thing is, you stay in lower frequencies when you resist the lows. Because think about it, everything must keep moving fluidly. Flow is the perfect divine orchestration. When you're in flow state, you feel great. However, when you are in the high, you love it. You're like, yay. But you're like, oh, no, 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 no. So what goes up must come down, right? But the thing
Yeah,
is, there's so much momentum on the up that the down happens fast. But if you resist the down, like, oh, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. You stay stuck in hell at the bottom of the vibration
and it
because you
takes longer
resisted
to
the
get back
down.
up again.
Then you have to fight to get back up. Rather than just accepting the down, you get to ride the momentum back up. It's like, wee, ah! It's like a roller coaster, right?
It
The whole
totally
point
is.
is to accept the down. The more that you can accept with love, the low vibration or the lower down moving valley, the faster your frequency can go. You gather more and more momentum. So if you want to move so fast that you're just still, it's actually a whole lot of this.
Mm,
And you got to be okay with that. You got to flow through it rather than trying to control it so much. Yeah. So
yeah,
that'll help you raise your vibration and then attract and manifest shit faster.
yeah,
That's all I want to say. It was a really big breakthrough I had.
yeah. I think everything was very relevant. It was very
Yay.
relevant. We did good.
Party.
We stayed on like going back to like the topic this time. So that was good.
Oh yeah, I was scared, yo. I was like in the beginning of this live, I was like, I'm in such a low vibration right now. But now I feel better. So
Oh,
like it like
dude.
lifted up. Yeah.
I feel you. But like even like my mom came, she gave me a Toradol shot. It's like helps inflammation and stuff. And she's like, "Are you still doing your live?" I'm like, "Yeah."
It's
I
yeah.
I've been waiting to do a live, and it actually doesn't feel like it's exciting for me, especially when it's me and you because we just have the best like downloads and like revelations of things. It's just such a good flow. So we got
It's
like,
always a pleasure.
yeah, it is really. I got 3 minutes. If
Yeah.
anybody has anything to
Questions.
say, has any questions, I am going to post this. Now I can post it on YouTube. So I'm super stoked because I have a laptop. And I'm going to post it on Instagram on my profile. So if anybody wants to watch it, it's always there. And remember who the fuck you are. I'm out.
Yep.
Like we're walking out in the flames.
Yep. Fucking Matrix exploding behind us. Hold on.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Well,
guys.
it's always been fun, Carly.
It's always
Thank you
fun.
for your
Let's
time
do
and
it
for your
again.
space.
Yes,
Yes,
thank
let's do
you
it
for
again.
being on here. And thank you, everybody, for listening and engaging. And such a great flow. I love this community. So cool.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. See you later.